What's up YouTube? Welcome to Veteran Patriots Nation. My name is Tim, and today we're bringing you more Atrius Development Group content on the various triggers that I've tested. All right, and those triggers are going to be on the compatibility list that I'm working on, which brings me to the next thing. So I am doing the Atrius mini series to feature your guys' builds and a video of you guys shooting if you want to send me that. And you can send that over to vpnationtim@gmail.com. And that email is only for viewer subscriptions for the mini-series, okay? So with a short video of you shooting, I'm gonna also need some information to add onto the compatibility list. And you don't have to, if you don't wanna send in a video and just give me the compatibility list, you can either DM me on Instagram or just comment below on any of my videos. And the information that I'm gonna need for the compatibility list is gonna be your trigger, lower, upper, barrel length, buffer weight, buffer spring, and your BCG. And try to be as specific as possible so that we can take as much of the confusion and mitigate the confusion for the end users who want to reference the compatibility list. And if you are using a complete off-the-shelf rifle, then be specific as to exactly what type of rifle it is. For example, HM Defense has a couple different rifles, the Defender M556, the M556L, and the Guardian F5. So don't just tell me it's a HM Defense rifle. Try to be specific, again, to mitigate that confusion. Next up, this video is absolutely gonna get ad restricted because YouTube hates force reset technology. All right, so help out the channel by hitting the like button, subscribe, and if you feel so inclined to, I'm not asking you to, but I do have the super thanks turned on. So if you want to donate some cash to the channel to help with ammo or getting more parts in to test for the compatibility list and to help with other non-Atrius related content that I put out, then that'd be awesome, guys. But again, I'm not asking you to. At minimum, please hit that like button and subscribe. And the rest of this video is going to be shot at the Armory Farm indoor ballistic test lab. So shout out to Armory Farm for helping out. And Armory Farm is one of my sponsors, is a competitive shooter. They're an ammunition manufacturer, but they don't just manufacture ammunition, they also manufacture the components that go into it, being the primers, brass casings, and projectiles. So that keeps costs down because I don't have to outsource anything other than gunpowder, and it keeps the quality of the ammo extremely high because I don't have to rely on other companies meeting their extremely high quality control standards. So huge shout out to them. And with that out of the way, let's get over to the Armory Farm range and start shooting. If you watched my video that I just posted a day or two ago, it's going to be the Atrius Development Group update video number 6. In that video, I had talked about the various triggers that we have to test, and that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be testing all these different triggers in a few different guns and seeing what the results are. And yeah, let's get into it, guys. All right, guys, I just turned on the ventilation system so I don't get lead poisoning, so hopefully it's not too loud in here for you guys. If it is, I apologize, but I have to run the HVAC or ventilation system in here while we do this. So let's gear up and get to shooting. All right, guys, first up, we're going to have a PSA lower with a Faxon BCG, PSA upper, an H3 buffer with the Schmidt flat face single stage trigger. This is gonna be the GI flat. I have a 30 round mag here. Let's try it out. Oh, flip down this first. All right, bolt lock to the rear. We had nothing but success with that one. All right, let's try another trigger. All right, guys, I just installed the other trigger. We're using the other Schmidt inside trigger, and let's see how she runs. I did put it in the same gun that we just tested. The next gun I use for the other trigger, I'm gonna use a different gun. The employees that are right outside loading ammo was like, dude, that is a really loud gun. So I'm gonna run one more mag through this 7.5 inch barrel, and then we're gonna swap it to a different gun with a different trigger. So let's see how she runs. Perfect, like a dream. As expected, bolt lock to the rear. The only thing we changed was the trigger itself. The rest of the build did not change whatsoever. Oh, and fun fact too, this rail, you guys have seen it on the channel before. This is the Bear City Arms, not to confuse it with Bear Creek Arsenal. Bear City Arms RS rail. You see this here and this tab here with this dial. What you do is you loosen the dial, undo the two tabs, the screws, and then you can swap out the barrel. You can get a complete swap out right back to shooting in about 60 seconds. So go check them out because this is a pretty cool rail. All right, so now I think we're going to swap over. I do have a Geisley trigger in here. Actually, wait, what trigger is this? No, this is the RA434 trigger. We've seen it run on the channel time and time again. So let's go ahead and swap this trigger out for this MimTac trigger. Let's try this one next. All right, so we just swapped out my RA434 trigger with the MimTac Drastic. Now, this build, you guys have seen it on the channel before. This is gonna be an ESCO 15 lower. I'm gonna have an H3 buffer and a complete HM Defense Defender M5L upper. That's gonna include their BCG with their HMB bolt, and their barrel being the monoblock barrel, which means that the gas block and the barrel are machined from one piece of metal, so you don't have to worry about your gas block becoming misaligned or the set screws coming out or anything like that, because it's affixed to the barrel. It's a part of the barrel. If you guys do want to see a more in-depth review on this upper, then let me know. And let's have a little fun with it and turn my LS321 on. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, let's have a little fun with this. All right, guys, let's load up another 30-round mag and see what we can do. Oh yeah, like a dream, just as I expected. This rifle with an H3 buffer is so incredibly controllable. This is by far my favorite rifle that I own. If you did watch that Atrius update, video number 6 that I put out probably a day or two ago by the time this video drops, I talked about how one of the end users of the Atrius Super Selektor actually got his Geisley SDE to work reliably and safely. Well, it turns out I did talk to him, and I'm gonna actually sit down and do a video with him, a video call, and I'm gonna record it for you guys so he can explain exactly what he did and what he manufactured himself. It's a bar that prevents the over travel. So it may be a viable option for people who only have Geisley triggers that can't use the Atrius Super Selektor yet until the G lever drops. So we're gonna jump on a phone call with him later. I don't know when, but we'll have that video drop here soon too. Just for shits and giggles, let's go ahead and try it out. All right, guys, I got the Super Selektor installed with the Geisley SDE trigger. This is gonna be in a Leadstar lower H3 buffer. Again, that Geisley SDE with a nickel boron, BCG, a 223 wild barrel, yada, yada, yada. Doesn't matter because I'm getting a dead trigger just as I expected. I thought this would happen. So on safe, it won't do anything, but on semi-auto, it won't do anything either. Flip it over to that third position, won't do anything. Just straight up dead trigger, which kind of sucks. I was hoping you could at least fire it on semi-auto, but no, it just straight up won't work. That's pretty much the end of this. That's all of the extra triggers that I had that I haven't tested yet. Thanks for watching, guys, and remember, together we win.